Welcome back to the channel, my friend, where we discuss everything there is to know about what life is like in and around Northwest Arkansas. In today's video, I'm going to deliver to you what life is like in Northwest Arkansas during the fall months, specifically September, October, and November. I would like to believe this is going to be a solid representation, whether you're looking for fall colors or fall events. Either way, this video is going to be a comprehensive Northwest Arkansas fall video for you. So sit back, relax, maybe grab a pumpkin spice latte, or not, maybe a hot apple cider instead, and let's dig into what life is like in Northwest Arkansas in the fall. I bet you're a bit like me, and you have this mental connection with fall and the leaves changing outside, maybe a little bit cooler weather. Well, if you're looking for some of the best fall foliage, peak season in Arkansas is said to be in the mid to late October month. Northwest Arkansas has an array of scenic destinations and trails for you to check out, the golden browns and the vibrant reds and yellows that happen each year in the fall. I heard of a term recently and it's called leaf peeping. Do we have any leaf peepers out there? Anyway, it sounds wrong, but leaf peeping is basically an activity where you go out and enjoy the different colors. So let's talk about some leaf peeping. In that regard, let me give you 5 different places or trails you could check out to do some leaf peeping. In no particular order, you could take a hike through Devil's Den State Park, which is located south of Fayetteville off of Highway 49. Second would be to take a drive east of Rogers on Highway 12, past the Beaver Lake Bridge, and go to Hobbs State Park to hike or bike around the trails at Hobbs State Park in the fall months. Third on our list, you could drive a bit farther and go down to Ponca, Arkansas, to Arkansas's most pictured point, which is called Hawksbill Crag or Whitaker Point. While you're there, be sure to say hi to my friends at Buffalo Outdoor Center and maybe even check in at one of their cabins. You could go ziplining or do some downhill mountain biking while you're there enjoying the fall colors. You might notice a theme. There's some driving involved here. Of course, you could probably look out your window. Number 4 on our list for places to go see fall colors would be to take a drive on the Arkansas Pig Trail, which is a 19-mile paved trail that many people drive, or maybe they ride their bike or their motorcycle around this 19-mile stretch of highway that goes around Beaver Lake and through the Arkansas Ozark Mountains. Now, in my opinion, this last activity is going to be one of the most fun things that you could probably do either with yourself, your significant other, or your family. And I want to do it with my family, so maybe I can scoot away from showing houses one of these Saturdays and hop on the Arkansas and Missouri Railroad, book a ticket, and ride on the rail on a train car from Springdale, Arkansas down to Van Buren, seeing the Northwest Arkansas fall colors via rail through the Boston Mountains. Now, you might be coming from the west, like the Colorado Rockies, or maybe you're coming from the Smokies in the east, or somewhere else like the Andes in South America. Now, these are not mountains in that regard, my friend. They're definitely more rolling hills, but either way, lots of beautiful scenery to see on your way from Springdale, Arkansas down to Van Buren, Arkansas. They drop you off there, you can grab some lunch, hop back in the train car, and they'll take you back to Springdale. It's my understanding that's about an 8-hour round trip. Of course, visit their website to understand more details about the trip and cost. If you've ever done this, or by the time you watch this video, you end up doing this, I'd be interested to hear your experience down in the comments. Speaking of experiences, next on our list for fall in Northwest Arkansas is there are all sorts of different experiences that you can enjoy. Now, whether you're a college sports fan or a professional sports fan, many people associate fall with American football. With the University of Arkansas just down the street in Fayetteville, home to the Razorbacks, you will still not hear me call the Hogs, but you can very well hear this sound somewhere around Northwest Arkansas in the fall. James, go ahead and roll that. People here in Northwest Arkansas, my friend, are diehard Razorback fans. So if it's a weekend and you're wondering where in the world is everybody, they're probably at home watching the game, or they went to tailgate at the university. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my first open houses here I held was on a Saturday midday. Turns out it was a Arkansas Razorback home game. It was about an hour into the open house and I'm like, where is everybody? Well, turns out they were either all at the game or watching the game. So note to self, maybe go check out open houses on Sundays. Another fall experience would be to go to a corn maze or a pumpkin patch. All around Northwest Arkansas, we have a few different places, namely Farmland Adventure, Megara Farms. And one of my family's favorites is the Exeter Corn Maze up in Exeter, Missouri. It's about an hour northeast of here, to where they have a corn maze, hay rides, food. There at the Exeter Corn Maze, you could rent a fire pit to cook marshmallows. Roast marshmallows? Roast marshmallows? Cook marshmallows? Do you roast them or cook them? You can make s'mores.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Either way, you're gonna make the marshmallow soft so you can squeeze it onto a s'more. Of course, with cooler weather that happens in the fall months, maybe an experience that you would like to enjoy is to go camping. Might I recommend that you go to Kohler Mountain Bike Preserve here in Bentonville, Arkansas, and book yourself a campsite to stay overnight and camp in the fall months in Northwest Arkansas at Kohler. Previously, I put together a video for you about Kohler and talked about camping in there. Instead of you going and find it, here's a little section of it now.
Are you a camper and wanting to come camp at Kohler? There are 22 campsites, 1 ADA, 6 camper van spots, and 16 platform spots like I'm standing on right now that you can come and camp overnight at Kohler. They have firewood for sale, picnic tables. They even have full service bathrooms for you to take a hot shower. So if you're not one of those kind of campers and you want to be able to clean up at night, you can take a hot shower just down the hill. Of course, to be able to pack in and pack out your gear, they offer you these cool little carts to be able to pull your stuff in to hike into your campsite.
Earlier I mentioned that the weather is a bit cooler here in Northwest Arkansas, and so you might be tricked when you wake up in the morning and you look outside and it looks absolutely gorgeous, but it's like 50 degrees outside. So you throw on a hoodie or a long sleeve shirt, and by the afternoon, it's already 85 degrees. So layering can be important when it comes to fall. No, I'm not a meteorologist, but in regards to weather, if we were standing up here and we were looking at the Northwest Arkansas map, we get about 6 to 7 days of rainfall each month in the fall months, September, October, November. And the temperatures can range in the early fall months between the upper 50s and mid 80s. And in the latter fall months, in November, you're going to see temperatures in the high 30s or low 40s on the low, and then you'll see temperatures topping out around the mid to upper 50s, even into the low 60s on one of those tricky days that you don't know which shirt to wear until you get outside and you're sweating buckets while you're showing homes. That's never happened to me. Might have happened today. Fall is a great time when the weather is cool at night to open those windows. With the cooler weather outside, you can run your air conditioner less during the evening time. Just open those windows. Make sure you have screens on because we do have mosquitoes here in Arkansas, in Northwest Arkansas in the fall. While the windows are open, of course, you can be serenaded to sleep by the cicadas and the frogs that you might hear at a nearby creek, and then be woken up in the morning by chirping birds. Going back to rain, of course, our rainier months are certainly in the spring and early summer months, but here in the fall, we don't get as many inches of rain. We might get, again, 6 to 7 days of rainfall. Before we go into the last topic, be sure to stick around to the end of the video, where I'm going to give you a bit of a speed round as to maybe some festivals or events that you can enjoy in Northwest Arkansas in the fall months. Being a local real estate broker, I would be amiss if I didn't tell you what our fall market is like. Now, my friend, our neighbors to the north, like in Michigan, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Montana, those states typically see a very sharp decline in real estate sales when it comes to the fall months. Who wants to buy a house when it's dark and cold? Good advice, my friend, don't ever buy a home or a car or much less anything else in the dark. But historically, in Northwest Arkansas, in the fall months, we do typically see a decline in the amount of home sales, not the amount of purchase price, but the amount of home sales. Our spring and summer months, March through July, and we see a lot of buyers come to market during that time. Here in Northwest Arkansas, we have a lot of traditional families that their kids are in school in the fall months. Many of the people that live around Northwest Arkansas have established residency, and they're going to be in that school district. They're going to be in that home for the fall month. If you are shopping for a home in Northwest Arkansas in the fall months, I want you to keep in mind these two factors. On the positive side, your competition is typically much less. I'm not saying you won't compete on an offer with another buyer, but the competition of buyers in the fall months is less than it is in the spring and summer months. On the other side, the amount of homes that you have to choose from when shopping for your next home is significantly less than it is in the spring and summer months. There's a bit of a balance that we have to figure out as we're working together to find you that next home. What are your options? What does your competition look like? Now, before I let you go, I mentioned there would be a speed round of events or festivals that you could take part of here in Northwest Arkansas. Down in Lincoln, they have an apple festival Over in Rogers, Arkansas, there's Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, which is a motorcycle rally that happens every year. If you're an outdoorsy type person, you could sign up for the Big Sugar or Little Sugar Classic mountain bike and or gravel race in Bentonville. And although Washington County has their fair in the summer months, Benton County has their county fair in the fall months toward the end of September, which is out by XNA Airport. Of course, there's numerous trunk or treat events where your kids can dress up in different costumes. And if you're a runner, there's multiple goblin runs or turkey trots that you can take part of. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you've got to do is call and I'll be there.
You've got a friend.
And now you know what fall is like in Northwest Arkansas. Thanks for watching.